I sat one evening longing for the company of a female friend, someone who could relate to me, understand me. Everyone that I considered contacting had a problem, or there was a reason it wouldn't be a good idea to call them. She's too judgmental. She's condescending. She's a gossiper. She's a hater. She's self-righteous. She's competitive. She finds pleasure in my pain, and the list goes on. It is then that I began to take a serious look at women, the female, my sisters. It is also then that I realized my phone wasn't ringing. In fact, it rarely does. Could others be sitting, thinking the same about me? Probably so. Oh, this is serious, I thought. This is alarming. And for days, months even, I found myself in daydreams asking and answering why this and why that. My answer to every question took me back to the very beginning as we know it, the creation, Eve and the forbidden fruit. Were we cursed, I asked. Yes, indeed, because of Eve. Can the curse be broken, I asked. I'm not sure. Is it worth a try? Absolutely. Let's give it a try. You will notice, though, that I use the word ass a few times, and I also make reference to God. Let me say that it is not my intention to offend anyone. If the contents of this book offend anyone, I do apologize. However, I feel it necessary to tell the truth and to deliver the message on a realistic level. It has been my experience that this is the only way we get the message. To believers and to non-believers alike, once again, my intent is not to offend you. If I do, please charge it to my head and not to my heart. My only intention is to offer a solution to the many reasons that we as women continue to lose our loved ones and those dearest to us long before they depart from the land of the living. Chapter 1. The Feminine Side. Have you ever tried understanding the acts of jealousy, hate, and deceit that you've experienced from other women? Sure you have. We all have. Let's see. PMS, menopause, incest, manless, barren, plain old tripping, and the list goes on. I've struggled for many years trying to understand the complexity of the female, my sisters. I've asked myself over and over again, how did we get like this? Men, sure, they have their share of faults and shortcomings, but put them all together and the female is still far more vicious than any man could ever be. I've joined book clubs and conversed with women of all backgrounds, young, old, black, white, smart, not so smart, married, single, pretty, not so pretty, brick house, no house, money, no money, light-skinned, dark-skinned, coarse hair, fat, fine, degreed, no degree. Only to find that not only were we victims, but we were also perpetrators of this hideous behavior. And why? What makes a woman frown at another woman's success? Laugh at her when there's obviously nothing to laugh about. Spread a rumor about her when she knows it's a lie. Disappear when she knows that you need her most. Says yes when the answer is without a doubt no. Smile when you fail. Like you, I've got names for this type behavior. Cow, nosy heifer, witch with a B, slut, whore, Jezebel, Miss Goody Two-Shoes, Miss Know-It-All, Miss Wannabe, trifling. Yes, they all sound good and seem to fit perfectly. Well, they did when I was younger, less mature, and still trying to find myself. Because I knew that I didn't possess any of the traits I'm writing about. As I grew, each of my experiences have brought about a change in me. Some of the changes have been instant, while some of them have been gradual. And because of the Eve in me, some change will never happen. You see, I quit looking to the other women for my understanding. Not that other women didn't have insight, hindsight, and downright good advice, but my experiences have humbled me and brought me closer to the Master, who in turn has let me in on a few secrets. Have a seat, relax, turn up the volume, and let me share them with you. Eve was blessed by God. She had it all. An entire garden that required no tending to. The fruit trees, grapevines, herbs grew simply because God said so. Any animal she could think of having as a pet, she had it. There was no fuss to be made over what she would wear each day or whether or not her shoes were appropriate for her dress. No salon appointments to keep. No slaving over a hot stove after work or spending Saturday mornings washing, cooking, and ironing. And most important of all, Eve had a man, her man, the man, Adam, all to herself. But the one thing that Eve couldn't have, she had to have. The forbidden fruit, the apple. Does this sound familiar? Does it sound like anybody you know? That's right. You. Or didn't you know? Ever wondered why you want the things you shouldn't have? Better yet, have you ever wondered why you devise a scheme to go after what you've been told you can't have? That's right. It's the Eve in you. You see, she resides in all women. Some of us are in touch with our Eve. Some of us are not. Some of us control our Eve as best we can, while others have lost complete control of their Eve, parading in the streets half-dressed and half-naked, discussing publicly things that should only be said in private, refusing to stay in a woman's place. That's right. We do have a place. Hard to believe in these days and time. Listen further.